Hello. Today we'll be discussing a few cards that fell out while I was shuffling the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Linn. Three cards fell out. Truth. Enlightenment. These two fell out together. Truth and enlightenment. And the last one, new beginnings. Okay, so let's see what message or story that we can divine from these cards. I took some notes. I wrote some notes down. I'll just put these up again and let's see what story you come up with. What message pops into your mind when you see these cards? Truth, enlightenment, and new beginnings. All right, so let's start with the Truth card. Now, what I love to do is to just look at the details on the cards and see what messages there may be. Can you see that there's a face here in the sky? I imagine that's spirit looking down on earth, the physical realm. This tree here, it looks like it's swaying with the wind. Here's the tall grass here. It's moving in the same direction. So the meaning that I divined from that image was that the tree was bending with the wind. It isn't resisting. It remains grounded and rooted in the earth. And that made me think, what it's communicating is that you are grounded and rooted in your own truth. The green of the leaves, very vibrant, despite the dark clouds up above. The green reminds me of the heart chakra. So you are on a healing journey, a spiritual awakening journey, a self-love journey, whatever you want to call it. But this journey that you're on right now, you've healed your heart. Your heart chakra is balanced. But it was developed through multiple storms. It was strengthened through the pain, from the pain. But you remain standing. And this journey that you embarked on to heal, during that time, you learned what was true for you. Not anyone else's, your truth. And now, you've reached a point where you've learned to be more rooted and grounded in your own truth. tree is all alone in this field, seemingly. Looks like the only tree. And that made me think of a lone figure in the field. Aloneness. You had to spend a lot of time alone to know your own truth, to figure out what was true for you and your path. But one of the truths also, what we learn on the spiritual path is that we're not alone. Not really. It may feel like it a lot of the time. But this face in the sky is a reminder that we are not alone. We never have been and we never will be. The universe, Mother Earth, is always with us, supporting us. And one of the ways that the universe communicates with us, our highest self communicates with us, is through synchronicities, right? We start noticing a lot of synchronicities in our lives. And that's one of the ways that, the universe communicates with us. It's almost as if our intuition is being pushed out. It's made manifest through synchronicities. We may have suspicions, but through synchronicities, especially when they're repeated, when we keep noticing them, it gets our attention. And I think that's our intuition, reassuring us that we're not going crazy, that we're not delusional, that we're on the right path, and to keep going, to know that we are supported every second of the way. I wrote something in regards, inspired by this truth card, so I'll read that to you now. You've weathered many storms on your journey, and yet you remain steadfast in your truth. Your body may feel weary at times, but your heart has grown stronger and is more vibrant than before. You've learned to move like Mother Earth. You don't force, you flow. Next card, Enlightenment. So look at this. This is a boat, but it's flying in the clouds, sailing amongst the stars, the cosmos. So what that made me think was, well, you've elevated. Also, your imagination has heightened. You believe in magic. What you at one time thought was impossible, you now see as possible. So the further along you've walked your journey, you've learned to go within, to see your truth, to also believe in magic. Because now you're starting to realize that you are magic. The universe is magical, but you are not disconnected from the universe. You are one with the universe, and therefore, you too are also magical. Your faith in the magical, in miracles, has heightened on your journey. This boat flying in the clouds is defying logic. But you believe in magic. Let's let's see what else I wrote in regards to this card. Well, I looked up the word enlightenment in the dictionary. And, you know, sometimes when you look up a word, it doesn't really, it isn't very helpful. For example, under enlightenment, when I did the search, it said the action of enlightening or the state of being enlightened. Well, that doesn't really help me. So anywho, I went on and looked up enlightened. And according to Cambridge.org, enlightened means showing understanding, acting in a positive way, and not following old-fashioned or false beliefs. So that definition definitely resonated with me. False beliefs, right? That's one of the things that we learn and are continuing to learn on our journey to release. We've been so ingrained with so many limiting beliefs. And part of the healing journey is to unlearn, or some say remember, the truth. But there isn't a singular truth. We're on a unique path. And we're seeking, we're figuring out what is true for us. What is true for our own journeys. I also looked up the spiritual meaning of enlightenment, which was more helpful. It represents a profound state of awareness and understanding of one's true nature. So there's truth right there, right? Truth. And the nature of reality. Often leading to a personal transformation and a deeper connection with the universe. So I think that connects very beautifully with these two cards, enlightenment and new beginnings, right? Personal transformation. As we continue to grow, as we release false beliefs, limiting beliefs about ourselves, we release baggage, heal our emotional wounds, maybe also even physical ones. We make space for new beginnings. We transform. By knowing our truth, we become enlightened to our own truth, therefore leading to a transformed state and new beginnings. Oop. Also, in regards to enlightenment, the prefix ENN means to cause to be in the place, condition, or state. Originates from Latin and Greek, meaning in, into, near, or on. Meaning to be in light, to be lightened, feeling lighter, like you can fly. Just like the boat. The boat is flying. And also, the boat's sail looks golden. And this is what I wrote about, inspired by the Enlightenment card. You feel lighter when living in your own truth because you've released what isn't true for you. False beliefs that were ingrained in you before you awakened to the truth of your sovereignty. That you are the creator of your life and reality. That you are the captain of the ship. Let's see. Okay, let's move on to the last card, New Beginnings. Notice the burst of color in the sky. Gorgeous. It reminded me of the chakras. The colors that stood out to me the most would be the orange and the yellow, representing the sacral and the solar plexus. And let me see here. The solar plexus, represented by the yellow glowing sky. The solar plexus represents personal power, self-esteem, confidence. The sacral, represented by the orange, represents creativity, pleasure, emotional and creative energy, and emotional balance. So that made me think, okay, your chakras are aligned. They're a lot more aligned than before you started your healing journey. That is for sure. And you've healed enough, because this card came out, New Beginnings. And notice it doesn't say new beginning, it's new beginnings. So potentially you have more than one new beginning about to materialize in your reality. So looking at my notes, looking at this card, I thought of releasing emotional, energetic baggage, making room for new beginnings, for the new to enter your experience. By releasing your emotional baggage, it's enlightened you. It's enlightened you in more ways than one. You've made space to receive the new. In order for new experiences, blessings to enter our lives, we need to purge, release limiting beliefs, those thoughts that bring down our vibrations. I also wrote here, okay, your chakra centers are aligned. You've been able to find a way, or ways, more than one way, to center yourself, your body, your nervous system, sufficiently enough to be able to energetically handle new energies to enter your experience. So, as a confirmation of new beginnings that are on the cusp of being realized in your reality, some of the physical signs that you may have noticed would be seeing ones and zeros, or any combinations of ones and zeros. For example, 111, 1111, 1010, 101. And this is something that I've noticed. Whenever I looked at the clock, or look at the clock, a lot of the time I catch the time at the top of the hour. So 1 o'clock, so 100, 2 o'clock, 200. So maybe you're noticing that as well. And also, maybe you're behaving differently. Such as, maybe you're decluttering. So that's very symbolic, right? You're making, getting rid of the old, making room for new to come in. Rearranging furniture, doing things differently. Maybe you have routines that you do habitually every day, but maybe you're switching things up a bit. And what I want to say is, just like I said earlier in regards to this truth card and this tree that's bending, going with the flow of the wind. It's not resisting. Most likely, now, at this point in your journey, you are getting better at not forcing. You're getting better at going with the flow. You move when you feel inspired. Less so when you feel obligated. You don't push yourself. You're better at listening to your inner guidance system. So like I said, you move when you feel inspired. You don't move through force or through feelings of obligation. And I feel that these are signs from our highest self. Through these slight adjustments in our behavior, that we are indeed on the cusp of new beginnings. The new beginning or beginnings are already here. Look at that beautiful horizon. That's for you. As within, so without. You healed within. And now, look at the color, all the color bursting with light that you see in your outer world. If you don't see that now, these new beginnings, I think this message here today is letting you know to expect it, to know that it's already here. And finally, the closing message is to continue being true to yourself. Continue listening to and moving to your own rhythm, right? Your own truth. So whatever you've been doing, keep doing it, because it has made space for new to come in. Truth, enlightenment, new beginnings. Take care.